Hello, welcome and thank you for visiting the Open Leadership channel. My name is Michael Breeze, and on this video I'll explain the importance of being clear about your leadership principles and how they will shape your use of the leadership methods of the Open Leadership approach. Now, this is a short video, but it's really important if you're working through this material sequentially, logically. The logic of the order of the videos, as numbered in the titles, broadly follows the flow of my book and is intended as a logical sequence to learn the Open Leadership approach well. So this video is a bridge effectively between the foundation material, those videos that I posted prior to this one, and the more practical, less theoretical tools and the models that follow after this one, the more practical hands-on things you can use, the how of Open Leadership approach. But why do I say that being clear about your leadership principles is so important before you apply the tools and models? Well, when I started out writing my book and then subsequently deciding to launch this channel, it was always my intention to major on practical tools and methods, things that people could just pick up and use straight away that would help them be effective leaders. And I wanted to keep the theory low and to just what I felt was essential in order to be able to understand and use the tools effectively. My hope was always to help as many people as possible from as wide a background as possible to become good open leaders and make their contribution and add to the much needed diversity of leadership in organizations and in our societies, by providing a toolbox of practical, time-tested and effective tools and methods that could be safely applied, as I say, from day one in a career or in your next leadership role. But the trouble with just the tools is that years of experience for me sharing management and leadership tools has taught me that if at least some underlying principles, some of the underlying theories aren't clear, that the tools can be poorly applied and even sometimes willfully misapplied. And that this in turn massively reduces the value of the methods, the tools and the models that from this video onwards will be the main focus of the channel. So up until the time of recording this video, the channel has been laying the foundations. These foundational videos have exposed some myths about leadership that can stop potentially good leaders from becoming open leaders or becoming leaders at all in some cases. The foundations have offered a purpose for leadership and the three key elements of that purpose that make it operationalized, make it happen. The others have explained some unhelpful beliefs that can trick leaders into poor leadership, understanding poor behaviors as leaders. But it's also shared some very powerful, helpful beliefs that could start leaders out on the right track in their leadership career or in their next role. Now, at this point then, before the channel starts to share tools and methods, the practical hands-on stuff for leaders to use, understanding the connection between the two aspects of leadership practice is essential if you're to get the full benefit of them and become an open leader and win all of the many benefits and rewards from the open leadership approach. Because the foundations, understanding the myths, the beliefs, the purpose of leadership, and all of that was contained in videos number 2 through to number 6.4, provide the basis for understanding and skillfully and knowledgeably applying the methods of leadership. Whilst those leadership methods, the tools and the models, that will be primarily focus of this channel from now on, provide proven, time-tested, straightforward ways, tools to manifest your intended leadership style. So they equip you with the how of the open leadership approach, and that will keep you safe from the common mistakes as you start out, but only if you have really grasped those starting foundations, those principles that I've covered already. Now, all of this, of course, is in pursuit of results that you and your teams are seeking to deliver, because ultimately targeted results provide the focus for all of our efforts as leaders, obviously. So if you're watching this video and you haven't covered the foundational videos, either or in my book, either the videos or the content of my book, there is a real benefit in doing so first. I'm not saying that the tools are useless; they're no good without the foundations. They all work as working methods, even without the grasp of the foundations. But there are two big reasons to master the foundations first. The first is that how you apply the tools and model is the key to being an open leader, to being effective in that sense of engaging your people on all of those things that I've talked about before. And as I said earlier, the misuse or poor application of these because you don't understand reveals that, well, obviously it really reveals a lack of grasp of the principles and the open leadership approach, but you'll also miss out on the massive benefits of that open leadership approach if you don't grasp the principles first. Secondly, applying some of the tools requires a little more application, a little more focused application and intent than doing, the alternative, traditional, less focused ways of running meetings, solving problems and communicating and so on that will be covered in the later videos. Some of them may even be resisted by members of your team if they don't understand the value of them. They might feel they're a bit awkward or different and they don't understand them. So if you can't explain the value of them, you might find a little bit of resistance in your team from using them as well. So understanding the underlying principles will allow you to persevere with the need for focus and attention and be very deliberate about it. But it will also help you explain the value of the tools to others, to your team members and so on, and so make it far more likely that you'll gain the benefits that they offer. So my strong recommendation, in summary, is to watch the videos, the content in the earlier videos, that's, as I say, videos 2 to 6.4 when you can, and ideally before you start applying the tools with your teams for the reasons that I've just mentioned. Your alternative is to read chapters 2 and 3 of my book, Stepping Up: How to Be Great in Your First or Next Leadership Role. It's available on Amazon. The link is in the video description below, which cover the same content. Video chapters 2 and 3 cover the same content as videos 2 to 6.4 on this channel. Now, I hope that's clear. It's a fairly simple and straightforward message, but do let me know any comments below. That's all for this video, but I hope to see you next time.